The first time I saw you live was at the underground show at Manchester. It was like 2 years ago.
The Chelsea.
The Chelsea, sorry, yes.
That's
Because I
okay.
think they're right next
Next
door,
door.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. Once again, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but when I saw you 2 years ago, I have videos on my phone that I have saved that I will be posting
Come
the
on.
week that your episode comes out because I have them on my phone from that night.
Yes.
And
Oh,
I
that's amazing.
and you did just that. Welcome to another episode of Graphic Content, the podcast where we talk all things who, why, and what the f. Now, today my guest is a DJ, is a designer, a Twitch streamer, a producer, and a member of Sounds of the Collective, Roice.
Hi,
Hello!
everyone. Hello. Okay, so actually, I want to say that I'm not yet a producer. I'm an aspiring producer. So I've been
Okay,
doing some research and like watching some videos, reading some books, and I plan to get started as soon as possible.
but if you're in it and are you dabbling?
I am dabbling as much as I can.
Then you're doing it. Like you
That's
can't.
true.
This disclaimer, I'm joking when I say this. Like I want to cut that out because when people are like, well, I'm not there yet. I'm like, are you doing it? Are you trying it? Are you, getting your fingers or your toes wet or whatever? Then you're
Hmm.
doing it.
That is so true. That's a really great point.
Mm-hmm.
I always think in my head that you aren't something unless it's like public.
A
But
hundred
that's
percent.
but that's not true. Like
No.
it's all about how you feel and what you're doing and what you're putting out there like in your own terms.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're so right. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, but the reason I say that is because okay, so I'm not. This is like I'm in like a month and 6 weeks of doing this, like out
Yeah,
publicly. I've been doing it for longer, but
for sure.
and I know that because I'm not big, people probably won't take it seriously, right? Because like, oh, his little thing, right? But it's like to me, I'm like, no, I envision this as going somewhere. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, it's like I have a podcast, not like, oh, I'm doing this little show and whatever. Like it's like just what I'm trying to say to you is own it.
100%. You got to dress for the job you want. You have to talk about the job that you have and flaunt it and feel really good about it. That's the only way that you'll be successful is if you're confident in what you're currently doing and you see a path and you know it's going to go so well. Like you really have to speak things into existence, and that's
Yes.
essentially what I've done my entire life. But now that I'm a DJ and I'm a musician, I'm an artist,
Yeah.
these things are really coming to life. It's crazy. Like I was younger and I said, I want to start playing music. I want to DJ. I might have been in grade like 8. And I had peers, family members who were DJs. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be so good at that when I do it.
Yeah.
And here we are. It's been 2.5 years later and we're feeling good about it every day. So
It's honestly crazy to me because as an outsider, so I don't know every detail of your life path, but at the same time, I've been seeing you out in the world for a few years now. Like I think the first time I saw you live was at the underground show at Manchester. It was like 2 years ago.
the Chelsea.
The Chelsea, sorry, yes,
That's
because I
okay.
think they're right next
Next
door,
door.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, and I went with my sister, who I think we've crossed paths together as well.
Yes, of course.
And I remember, like, and I'm just gonna say this, I love. I'm a house head to begin with, but like, I love female DJs. Like to me, when a woman is owning the room in a way, because like, there's so many men. Like, it's just that world is like full of men. But like,
For sure.
when you see these like that, like a hot, and I say that with the utmost respect,
Oh yeah.
like up at the front just doing her thing, and the way that you put yourself together for these shows, like you're not just like slapping something together, like you're a whole like a production. Like and to me, I'm like, I respect the showmanship, you know what I mean? Like that to me is like next level. And I just want to say like, I'm gonna blow smoke up your ass to start off and then we can but like I love that so much.
Goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps. Thank you so much. It's something that I hold really near and dear. My whole persona and like the outfits and the nails and the hair and the makeup, it's something that I've always loved.
Mm.
And I think making that a part of the aspect and a part of the production, like you said, it's everything together. So it's down to the fingertips, to the
Hmm.
music, to the lighting, to the sound, to the outfit. Like it's all a part of an experience. And I think that I need to continue to do that
Yes.
and heighten it even more and more and more so that it can get better and better. You know, like this is only the start and what can I do to like make such a great production. So I think at the least showing up and putting the crazy boots on and doing the thing is like
I love the
that's the
boots.
least you can do. After that, you perform, you play the show, you enlighten the people about what's possible in this industry, and you keep learning and you keep putting it out there and you fucking do it as
Yeah.
good as you can. So
Yeah. And
thank you for bringing that up. Honestly, it means so much to me to hear those words come from somebody who's been at one of my first ever shows.
oh,
So
really?
that was one of my first ever performances, and you were there and you
Stop.
brought it up. So like, it's kind of like a full circle moment right now. So
Yes.
thank you so
Oh my
much.
god, and it's it like because we have not really interacted a ton. Like I've seen you in passing at events, like we've said hello, whatever.
For
So this
sure.
is our first time truly like chatting together. Which once
Yeah.
again, like the fact that you said yes, I'm nothing. Like I literally just started this thing, and I asked you I think before even anything went public, and you were like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'm like, oh my god, and once again like chatting to you now and getting a sense of your energy, like you seem like so sweet, so nice, and your persona is like this hard woman, like in the best way possible. Like I
Hmm.
love, so to see the dichotomy, and like I'm like, oh okay, so when you're doing your thing, I love this, like it's kind of like honestly like the lights behind me like hot and cold, like I
For
kind of
sure.
love it.
Honestly, and that's essentially who I am and who I've always been in my life. I've been this like really hard rock of a person that has a hard outer shell, but if you get to know me, I will be your best friend and like anything I can to you. But that's a part of Royce, you know, like
Hmm.
not being so approachable and putting out there all these crazy thoughts, all this crazy music in this crazy performance. But then you kind of will start to understand a little bit more once you dig a little bit deeper and do some research. It's just a part of my personality. So I'm happy that that translates also through Royce and through my music and through my performances. So
oh yeah.
yeah, thank you.
I oh please, thank you once again.
Of
um
course. My
so
pleasure, really.
are you kidding? This is I just feel like I feel so like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like people
It
want to
is
talk
so
to me.
cool. Of course. You're doing it so good, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Honestly, like I said to myself, like I want to make this like good. Like I don't want to half-ass it. You know what I mean? I want to just make it like a fun thing that I love talking to people about what they do, and I've been a distant admirer of you for since I saw you live, like, and I knew of you before through because you've been part of Sounds of the Collective for how long now?
So the company is about 3 years old, and I've just been kind of like a silent designer and a little bit of like a director for events, I'd say.
Okay.
Always giving my input, and I think we work really well together as a team because we could see the path of how we want to present ourselves. And I think as a designer and somebody in the industry as an artist, I kind of can understand the vibe that we're trying to portray as a company. So it's not my company, but I'm proud to be a part of the collective and to educate people about dance music and about production and what is possible out there. Because it's so often that you go to a show and like the music's so loud that your ears are hurting. And
Mm-hmm.
it's something that you would never
Girl.
understand, right?
Yeah.
That's important too. The health of your hearing and the health of your audience, you know, like we want to have everyone to have a good time, and that's kind of a part of it. So just little things like that where you would never understand or never even know is a
Think about.
thing. So yeah, I think we want to start a few things in the future where it's not just dance music events, but it's more about having open discussions and topics with people in the community, in the music community, artists, music lovers, producers, anybody under the sun who wants to talk about it. So I
Mhm.
think we're going to start doing cool stuff like that.
Okay, I want to ask one thing of you. Can you
Of
just hold
course.
the mic up just a little bit more?
Yes. Sorry.
No, no, don't apologize. It's more just like the more like lower it gets, the more I hear
Oh,
the room.
that's true.
You also don't have to hide your face. Like if you
Okay.
yeah, just below is perfect.
Okay, cool.
That's perfect.
That's
Okay.
better.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay.
Don't worry, editing this none of this will show. Like I if you've seen any of the videos I posted, like I make sure that everyone looks good.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
on your side. Don't worry. Like
Yes.
I'm not doing this to like I want everyone to look the best that they can.
100%. And I know, and that's what I love so much. That's why it's so hard for me to work with people like photographers, designers, or like anywhere
Girl.
where my image is going to be because I know the potential and how I want to brand myself. So I don't always say yes to people. And that's how it should be, right? Like
Yeah.
even shows, even DJ gigs, like I won't say yes to something that I can't my brand can't stand behind because it's also a reflection of the decision making as an artist.
I love hearing that.
And that's you can't settle just because I'm not being booked at every gig. I'm okay with that. I want to keep my integrity even if I'm a small DJ,
Yeah.
because the shows will come eventually. So I would like them to be better productions and, you know, something I rather put my foot behind rather
Yeah, and
than
like imagine if there's like but you're going somewhere and you're like, I know the sound system is shit. I don't want to play there because it's not gonna be a reflection of like the true level that I can my output. You know what I mean? And you're like, okay, well, what are we
exactly.
doing here?
Exactly. A sound system actually really has such an effect on the sound of your performance and your
Yeah,
set. So if you have music that, you really want the crowd to hear this the way it's supposed to sound, they will never unless it's on a system that's tuned properly.
yeah,
So I've just been lucky that I've been able to work with SOTC Productions and they've been able to book me and mentor me. And so I'd say that I'm a little bit spoiled.
but it's not even spoiled. It's just that that's the path that you're on. These are the steps that your trajectory is on to get you to where you need to be.
Right.
Like, so tell me a little bit about Sounds of the Collective because and how you got involved and how it's helped you because you're saying I've been spoiled, but like tell me a little bit about the backstory of that as to why you think you've been spoiled. But to me, I'm like it's just part of your path.
Yes, that is so true. So the company is a sound and lighting company, and they do installs, they do rentals, and they throw events. So essentially, they're just trying to educate the community on what's possible, throw really cool parties, book really cool artists, and kind of explore the electronic music scene in Windsor and expand it.
Hmm.
So we've been working with different collectives in the city throwing events, and that's been really fun. But how this has affected my career as a DJ, as an artist, is being able to see a production from start to finish. And start is planning. So you go to a venue, you choose a venue, you plan the room, you sound design the room, which is such a cool thing in itself. So that it sounds the best to the viewer and to the DJ because the DJ is a really important part of the production as well. We want our DJs to
A
feel
hundred.
important in it, even if you're a local small DJ who's never played to anybody, or you're a big DJ who plays for thousands of people. We book these artists and we want everyone to feel the same being booked. So you tune the room, you set up all the lighting, and you play the set. And through that set, you see the ambiance of the room and the audience. That experience has done something for me that I never would have understood just going into this industry. Like, I don't think I would have actually jumped into this industry if I didn't have that platform. Another
You're seeing
thing,
both sides.
exactly. Thank you so much. Another thing is streaming on Twitch. So it's one thing to practice music in your home alone, which is great. But live streaming to hundreds of people kind of helps you practice, gauge the music that you like. And I think without Twitch, I wouldn't be so confident in the really interesting sounds and musics that I'm hearing. So adding those two aspects together from the knowledge I've learned from SOTC,
Hmm.
from Tim and Tyler, they were also both Twitch streamers and
Hmm.
streaming music and DJing. Tim and Tyler are the co-owners of SOTC. They've just taught me so much about start to finish of an experience with music. So forever thankful to them. And that's why I try to help as much as possible with what they're doing because they've helped me so much. And I think it was such a great foundation and it continues to be such a great learning experience from them all the time. I'm just gonna hang on to what they got going on for as long as possible and then see where our two paths go because it's really on the come up right now for everybody. So
I love it.
yeah, it's really great. I'm so proud of them, and I feel so proud to be a part of a great group of people who, know what they're doing, do it well, and are really, really kind about it all. They're very
Yes.
welcoming, and it's okay to make mistakes, but you're better and you'll do better, and the best is always what you should always be.
The fact that you guys have started this collective in Windsor, I'm obsessed with because I moved to Toronto when I was 19. I did the whole like circuit there. Like I was always
Yeah.
out at the clubs. Like I was, government circa back in the day, which I don't know. Did you ever get a chance to go there?
Actually, I feel like I might have been to government, but I was like very underage.
I mean, hey, we all did
We all came
it.
from somewhere, let me tell you, the streets were my best friend.
Oh my god! Like, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking, we can cut this
I
if you want.
No, that's okay, I'm 26.
Oh my god, you're 10 years younger than me.
Come on,
Stop
get
it.
out of here.
Stop it. Oh, I thought
That's
I
nuts.
was gonna be like, oh, like, have you been to like all the old clubs in Windsor? I'm like, there's no way they've been closed before you were legal.
But I've been clubbing for a long time, I couldn't tell ya.
But listen, that was research.
It
On
was
some
really
level, you're doing
research.
research, and
It
you might not have
was.
known it.
And I really didn't know I've gone to festivals and I'd never even looked up at the DJ. I was just too busy getting lost in the sauce that I
Hmm.
never stopped to look around at my surroundings and how this would impact my life essentially 10 years later
Hmm.
or however long ago that was.
Yeah,
So
16. Get it. That's
I've
honestly,
been
you were starting
partying.
early. I love
I
it.
really was. I was.
What festivals were you going to at the time?
I was going to Movement every year.
I've never been. Isn't that crazy? To the actual, like, I've been to the after parties, but never to the actual festival.
Okay, well, you're so cool because the after parties are cool as fuck.
I
I
love the
feel
after
like they're
parties.
way cooler than the actual event. We
They're
probably
also
should
way
post this.
cheaper.
Yeah,
They're also way
100%.
cheaper. I'm sorry,
They
I
are
can't spend
cheaper.
$300 US on a ticket for a day. That's crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
But
I
anyway.
know, especially with the exchange rate right now. It's
It's
insane.
insane. So like that's why even last year I went and saw Inner City at is it Starlight? No, what's the uh, ah,
Speaker box.
ah, I don't think that's it.
It's
I can't
it's speaker
remember.
box.
Is it?
It
Okay.
looks like a library and it has big windows.
Yes, and
There's
there's
like
like an
an
outdoor.
upstairs and there's a
Okay,
downstairs.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
and going there I was like the vibes were immaculate because
For sure.
every type of person, age range from literally seniors to like 20 to 21-year-olds, whatever, and whoever's legally getting in. That we
Me?
know, yeah, legally, everyone was there to have a good time. To me, so going back to what you were saying about getting lost in the sauce at festivals, when you're younger, that's so normal. Like I was the same. Like I could pick anything every weekend. I could go to whatever party I wanted to.
For sure.
In the last over the last, like, I want to say like 8 7 years, like you've seen me and my sister out at events, my
Mhm.
partner, like our friends, whatever. To me, when I go out now, I am 100% about the music. I don't care about the social. I'm not there, like, yeah, I'll chat and be friendly, but like I'm there to dance. I want to
Yeah,
vibe. I want to go on a journey. I want to be taken care of by whoever's playing. And
exactly.
once again, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but when I saw you 2 years ago, I have videos on my phone that I have saved that I will be posting
Come
the
on.
week that your episode comes out because I have them on my phone from that night.
Yes. Yes.
And
Oh,
I
that's
and
amazing.
you did just that. The fact that I love a lady DJ and then you can back it up, the whole 360 experience, I'm like, yes.
For sure, for sure.
I
I
love
feel
it.
like it definitely helps being a female in the industry. I feel like y you can kinda kick your foot in a little bit more because in the door because there's not so many female DJs.
Mhm.
I mean, locally, even in Toronto, even in Detroit, so I feel like you gotta use all the cards you got, you know? And that's another thing that I wanna talk about
Mhm.
is to never devalue anything that you are or anything you've done in your life because you will realize when the time comes how important those things are about you and the
Girl.
lessons you've learned or anything that you've ever learned in your life is going to come to
Mhm.
you in another way
Oh,
and
yeah.
benefit whatever you're doing. So
100%. I feel like now, and maybe this, I don't know if this is going to be like a controversial statement, but I feel like we live in a world where everybody is not everybody, sorry, take that back. A lot of
Mhm.
people will use the things that make them different as like a crutch or like a bad thing, like, oh, if this is against me, versus I'm like, or use it for yourself, like in a way to say, like, look at my difference. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Versus saying like, oh, woe is me. Like I know I'm a white guy, so like obviously, whoever wants to talk shit about me being white, it's fine. But it's that thing of like, yeah, I'm gay, but I'm like, I'm not. I wouldn't say it like that's. It doesn't hold me back. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm like, it's something that it makes me me. It's what makes Geo an individual. And so I'm like, just own it. What's the issue? Why are we all like victimizing ourselves? I'm like, who
Right.
cares? Own that shit. Like, to me, I love that. I respect it. I value it. So if you're a woman, you're a person of color, like you're doing, and you're good at what you do. Once again, I'm not sorry. This has become the like ass kissing show.
No, it's not. It's part of the point.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Right now, because you're on Twitch, you have your YouTube channel, you're on SoundCloud, you have like you're starting to like expand your brand, let's say.
Yes.
Who right now, and I know this is a cheesy question, but like who are you like listening to? I want to know. Like who's in your ear right now?
This was a question I've been asked a few times to be on podcasts and like live streams talking about music and my journey and that this is a question that I has popped in my mind every time I'm asked because I can't answer it. Like
Yeah,
I'm like
that's fair.
I'm a DJ. I'm supposed to know all these artists and all these genres and all these things. But the thing is that I'm listening to everything under the sun. Like
Yeah.
I will be on my way to the gym. I'll be listening to deep house, kind of wake up a little bit. And then I'll get to the gym. I'll listen to banging trance, like
Hmm.
even side trance, something crazy. And then maybe some techno. But then I'll get on the Stairmaster and listen to classical music.
Hmm.
Sometimes jazz. So, and when I'm reading my book. So I really am always listening to different sounds. Sometimes it's goth music. Sometimes it's I don't know, hard techno.
Yeah.
Like it's really all over the place and I think that's what is gets me inspired hearing so many different sounds. I want to play these things all the time. That's why having Twitch is great because I could play some really soft, airy, organic house one day, like a down tempo vibe, and then the next time play some really hard style, like really scary and dark techno. And like that you can't always do that at a show, you know? So the answer to that question is I'm listening to everything all the time and I'm always listening to music just because I love the experience. I think that it adds to the ambiance of any situation, whether it be driving or at the gym or going for a walk. Like I just feel like music is so essential for me all the
Hmm.
time.
I'm the same, honestly. Like I always have music going nonstop. I'm
Yeah.
working, I'm in the car, I'm at the gym, like whatever. I can't stop listening. And I'm like you, where as somebody who is an enjoy like a lover of music and likes going to shows,
Mhm.
to hear somebody who is on the opposite end, who performs, saying I listen to everything under the sun, that to me is a good sign because I'm like, yes, of course, you need to have a wide range of influences that can allow you, because to me, and I said this in a previous episode talking to another friend of mine who's a DJ,
Mhm.
I was like, to me, the best sign of like a good DJ is somebody who takes you on a journey, who
Yeah.
there's highs and lows. It's not this, I can't handle this. Like, I call it, okay, this is going to sound awful, but like, there's like dance music and like, there's like straight people dance music, which I jokingly say, like, where it's like the like marshmallows of the world, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, oh my God, like, it's things that I just find like it's the same beat over and over again. It's very like rinse and repeat, and I don't really vibe with that. Whereas like if there's like a journey, like there's more to it, and I say like you honestly did that. Like I love the fact that it's like heavy, there's melodic, like you mix it all together, and to me that is you're doing the damn thing.
For sure. Thank you so much for noticing that. I think when I started to DJ, I thought that I should play music that like would be dancing. Like, I would expect people would be dancing to this.
Hmm.
But then as I kind of grasped into the scene a little bit, I started to realize that the performance isn't about the crowd. It's more about hearing what I'm playing and playing it for people. So like I have to kind of impress myself before I can impress the crowd. And I like to kind of slow it down a little bit so that you're not necessarily dancing and you're kind of thinking about what's going on in front of you instead of
Hmm.
like losing yourself. Like I want there to be thoughts coming out of the performance of like, wow, what's going on right now? This is interesting. This is different. And like the dancing is great. Obviously, we want the dance floor to fucking go off.
Yeah.
But we also want to educate the crowd on like what is possible to be heard. I like to kind of slow it down and have breaks that are longer than you would expect at a live show with so many people there because it kind of gives people a moment to relax and really feel what's going on right now. And then
Hmm.
when the drop goes off, that's the best part.
Get back into it.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, thank you for noticing.
Like I'm not coming at this to be like, well, as I have a refined ear, but it's I have spent so many hours on dance floors in my
Mhm,
life,
for
and
sure.
I've gone to like so many clubs, so many parties. I've seen so many DJs live, and like this is something I love. Like I always joke, I'm like I missed my calling as a DJ. I should have done it. I'm the kid that was like I always made playlists. I made mixtapes as a kid.
Me
I was
too.
always every party I would host parties just being like I'm gonna create a vibe. You go to like house parties and you're like, okay, so we're just playing YouTube music videos. Like, are we really doing this? Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like, let's
right.
elevate the experience, even though it's just at home. Let's make it. I don't know.
100%. I know I That's so funny that you bring it up because this is something that I wanted to bring up to you and I did put it in the questionnaire you sent me.
I think
When
I'm just
I
doing my job.
Yes, you
I
sure are and
I
you're
have.
so good at it.
I'm like I have all the points. I'm like, how do
You
I
do.
string the topics together?
Oh my god, look at you.
Anyway, sorry, I just had to say
No,
that.
I'm loving it. You're so good at this. So when I was telling you earlier when I was younger, probably
Yeah.
around grade 8 or something. So my sister, she was dating this guy who was a DJ. And they would throw parties and I obviously lived in the same house as them because
Yeah.
they lived with my parents.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so cool that he DJ'd. And so I threw this party, actually it was a grade 9, and invited as many people as I could. When the people showed up, we charged $5 at the door for every entry.
I
I
love it.
We hired a DJ, which was my sister's boyfriend at the time. We used all that money to pay for the sound system and the DJ equipment,
Mhm.
which it covered all of the costs. So there I was, 14 years old, throwing a party, and here I am 26 also doing the same thing. It's actually kind of crazy that
Yeah.
I started so young and I never knew this would be something that I would enjoy so much, but we ended up having to stop the party at like 11:30 because my mom was like, there's too many kids here.
Oh, your mom was home.
Yeah, my mom was
The fact that okay, are your parents immigrant?
Yeah.
Okay, so same. There's something about immigrant parents, like mine are Italian. They were such sticklers on certain things, but when it came to like, have friends over, drink illegally. Oh, you have a fake ID. As long as I can drive you, you're good. You know what I mean?
For
But like
sure.
God forbid you sleep at someone's house. You don't sleep over anywhere. You sleep in your own bed. But you can
Mhm.
drink illegally with a fake ID downtown. I'll pick you up. You know what I mean? Like, and
For
so
sure.
the fact that they're like, yeah, have a party. It's fine. I
I know,
love
I'm like,
that.
"Mom, I'm gonna have a party," and she's like, "Okay." But there
Yeah.
were so many kids. There was grade 12s at my party. I was like, "Oh my goodness, how did you guys find out about this party?"
Hey, if there's a DJ party, a house party, that's at that age, I've never had that. So at 14, 15, 16, that's cool. Like,
Isn't that crazy? I
yeah.
can't believe we did something like that.
Like you said, unbeknownst to you, that was it kind of led to where you are today. You're hosting parties, you're throwing parties. So what is do you have any upcoming events? And so this episode will come out I think in June.
We have the pier coming up.
I will be there.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think you're really gonna love it. The guys have booked Newman.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he's a treat. I saw him in Los Angeles, and he's just such a nice guy. Like, he's beautiful and his music is beautiful. So, I think it's gonna be a hoot. I'm just so sad I'm gonna be out of town that weekend. I know. I
My heart
oh,
just sunk.
me too, tell me
What?
about it. And then we have our friends flying out from all these places, coming from all these places to come play music and to spend the weekend with us, and I won't be here. It's my best friend's batch. So,
That's yeah, I understand that.
yeah, it's essential that I'm there.
Yeah, you can't not be there.
For sure, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be great. So, the pier,
Mhm.
June 6th or 7th, I'm not sure.
7th, 7th,
June
yeah.
7th.
Yeah, I got tickets.
You're better than me, holy shit.
No, because I, like, live by my calendar, and so I
Me
already
too.
have I'm like, "Oh, it's the 7th," it's I remember. So, talk to me about the hangar because I have not actually attended. I've seen
Okay.
videos, and I've seen, like, the thing online, but, like, talk to me about the hangar parties because that is cool.
Okay, so the hangar. I must say it's a little more commercial than the other events just because it's such a bigger event for SOTC that we need to advertise a lot more and it's like a bigger booking and more than one big booking. So there's a lot going around that event. But essentially the hangar is at Windsor Airport in an airplane hangar and it's such a cool vibe there. I gotta say, it's something that's a must see in Windsor, and it's great for whoever you want to bring. I mean, it's 19 plus, so anybody above. But I think it's for young people, older people, anybody who loves music and a good time. We have like vendors and a bar and all that good stuff. So it's like really interesting to see the whole production in the airplane hangar with the
Mhm.
airplanes all around. They still keep them in there and they take some of them out. It's really cool. It's really cool.
I've yet to attend one, and we keep saying like our group of friends, like we're like we have to go. I want to attend it at some point. And I started saying this earlier, and we switched gears, but I want to
Mhm.
go back to it because now I can finish my point. Is that when I was talking about having moved to Toronto and gone to every party, blah blah blah, going there and then coming back to Windsor at that time. So we're talking, I moved to Toronto in '07. And the difference in what the nightlife scene was like was, as somebody who loves dance music, I'm like, it's not the same. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So seeing that there are more events happening in Windsor, there are destinations, there's spots that like people can come together and actually like just let it out on the dance floor, to me is such progress from what it used to be growing up, and not just at clubs. To me, that's so
Mhm.
special. And like I said, like I love the fact that you guys are doing that.
Right. And it's also online too. Like during COVID, we were throwing raves like on Twitch. There's these things called raid trains, and like there's a start to finish. Like let's say it starts at 2 p.m. We've had these, and then you raid into another streamer, and this can go on for like days. So we've just had virtual dance floors even on Twitch, and that was so great because you are meeting a community of like-minded people who love the
Mhm.
same thing as you. So you're kind of building a community that way too, not just in Windsor. So we've been able to go to so many places and meet lifetime friends from Twitch connected to music. So I think that's been a really interesting thing too. But also, what I thought was really interesting is that people in the music community, as the audience, have been inspired to start creating their own productions and so have started to DJ and ask us questions about which controller should I start with and how do you download music and look at my lighting in my home studio. Like these are people who come to the events who've been coming to our events and now they want to start doing like-minded things as us. So it's been great to see the community's response and it's always so positive all the time. Everyone is so kind and we're thankful that we have this community to share with and then also bounce off ideas, because
Yeah.
it's not just about throwing these cool parties, it's about the community and making something interesting happen.
Not to sound cheese, but music does bring people together.
Yeah, for sure. It
And
really, really does.
it's honestly like the amount of moments that I can, remember and not remember so well on the dance floor over the years, they really have shaped me to who I am today. Like I honestly, there's a part of me that I feel like a good percentage of the people that I'm going to talk to through this podcast are going to be musicians in some
Mhm.
way, shape, or form. And the fact that you guys are Windsor based, as somebody from Windsor, I'm like, I love it. I rep it. That's why I reached out to you. I was like, I want to talk to somebody who is a local queen who's doing her thing and like and kicking ass. And like, I think it's really cool what you guys are doing
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know a lot of people shit on Windsor and they'll say like it's so shit here.
all the
And
time.
like there's a lot of other places in the world that are so much more exciting. I understand that. But I just feel like I don't hate the place that's raised me and it continues to raise me and
Hmm.
help me grow. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Like you will take what you can from the situation that you're in and make the
100%.
best of it. And I feel like there's so much opportunity here in Windsor.
Yes.
Like I think even as an artist, there isn't so many places to play, perform, but I think it helps kind of being a little bit of a big fish in a small city because you're able to be more on a platform where other big cities can kind of see me on a big stage performing with great production. So I'm really fortunate for the situation that I'm in and I'm just taking advantage of it. I'm running with it, playing with all the cards that I got and trying to do it the best that I can. So,
And good on you,
thank you.
honestly, because that's exactly my approach. Like
Mhm.
when I lived in Toronto, like I was like, Windsor, it sucks. Like literally, because I was young, I was 19 when I left. And coming back, I was like, I can do more here faster
Yep.
than if I was in Toronto. There's way more competition, especially as
Yes.
a designer. I feel like, there's so many more people.
I
And
get
to
it.
me, the people that say like Windsor sucks, at this point, I'm like, okay, whatever, that's your opinion.
For
But
sure.
but I'm like, have that opinion because I look at people who are taking the opportunities that they can. I'm like, think about it. Here, I have for my brand, like the branding that I do branding primarily,
Mhm.
and I think about like I have the Art Lab, Shred Shop, I had Elevate, like all these brands that like I can drive by and see a business that's my design up on the street. I'm not going to see that as often in a bigger city with more people, you know what I mean? And
For
so
sure.
you get out of it what you put into it. So you saying like I can carve out my dream here. Let's be real, with what you guys are doing, there's not a lot of you.
Mhm.
So you have free reign to kind of create the world that you want. And that to me is like
Exactly.
go for it.
Exactly. And that's what I've thought these last 3 years. Like kind of before that I was wandering aimlessly through the
Hmm.
town and I realized that I need to take all of this fire. Like I got to take my fiery personality and all these emotions and passions that I have and put them into something that's worthy of my potential.
Hmm.
And I never truly understood what that was until I started to listen to electronic music and go to shows and be with my partner. And he really has taught me so much about the industry and about myself and about music. And from there, it was like a fire was just lit, and now we can't stop it.
Good. And I don't want you to.
For sure, for sure. I've just been so I've been feeling so good and so motivated. I've been going to the gyms in the morning so I can make more time for like music production in the evening
Hmm.
and streaming in the evenings and all that good stuff. So actually I was reading this book and it was saying that you have the potential but you don't have the right habits. And I thought that was such an interesting topic because
Hmm.
I agreed with it completely. I was like, I have all these things I want to do, and I'm like, oh, I don't have time, but you really have time. So
You have time.
what's going to help you prioritize is moving your schedule around so you can make time for it. And I mean having passion for what you want to do too. Like you won't do it unless you really want it, you
Yeah.
know?
And the thing is, like, as creatives, like, you have to carve out that time period because normal life, it will steamroll everything else, like, oh,
Mhm.
well, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have other engagements, and like the minute that you start to put your, like, I know it sounds so cheesy, but like your art first, I'm making time for this. I don't care. Like that
Yep.
was one thing that really shifted things for me within the last like year has been
Mhm.
I started letting like social shit get in the way. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm feeling guilty over the fact that I'm not actually sitting down and saying, no, like this day or these hours, I need time now, especially with the podcast. Like, I have to do it. I'm
Yeah,
the one doing it all. So I'm like, I have to sit down and do it. I don't have a choice.
for sure.
The rewards have been so plentiful because I'm like, I'm actually sitting down and I'm carving out time to expand my brand, work on my content, like as cheesy as that is, but it's the truth that I'm like, I'm happy to put out. I'm actually like, I like what I'm doing. And you're probably in the same boat.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm in the same boat. I think an interesting thing about being a creative is that you also need to give your creative flow some some fire, like
Hmm.
some gas so it can keep going. And like you can't keep putting things out there unless you're I'm trying to think of a design reason where like you would just keep going, but like
Hmm.
sometimes it's decision making and you can't always make these like micro decisions as an artist because
Yeah.
or as a designer because your mind is too cloudy. Like you need to kind of release it and have a good time so that you're able to like put out really good work.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel when I'm streaming twice a week, then I'll be streaming for maybe like 3 to 5 hours, maybe 6. I'm like, it's kind of too much for me, and I have this overload of music, and I'm not even liking what I hear. Like, it's music I've downloaded, but it's like overused in my brain, or like, I'm kind of over it, and
Hmm.
there's just it's just too much time. So I found that I have to take some breaks so I can when I get back, it'll be more of a flow state rather than
Yes.
like a forced press play and mix. Like I want people to really feel the emotions when I'm playing and see me getting into it because that's the realness of being an
Yeah.
artist. Like so you kind of have to balance between work and play.
You do. You need that space because I can't be head down all the time because otherwise it's like, what are we doing? Like you get lost, like you said, or lost in the sauce in so many ways.
Mhm.
But I wanted to ask you on that note of because I asked this to Nicholas Nothing when I talked to him a few
Mhm.
episodes ago. Okay, so let's say you have an event coming up or you're doing a show and you're like, okay, I know the venue, I know the space, I know the type of vibe that we're going for. How do you approach putting a set together? Because and like, do you mix live? Like, I have no idea how this all works. So like, what is your approach to that? Because that to me is the most interesting.
I think the first thing for me is knowing the venue. Since I already kind of know what production's going to be like cuz I have an inside scoop most of the time
Yeah.
if it's a big show, right? I just want to know what the venue looks like and kind of like the type of music that is expected to be played. And then I will curate a set. So I do play live and I mix live, but I like to plan my sets, most of them for big shows from start to finish, because I find that I get kind of like a really scrambly mind and if I'm on the fly looking for a song that isn't exactly what I want it to be, start to get nervous.
Hmm.
And then I'll just click whatever it is and then play that. And that's kind of like nerves too. So it's something I have to kind of gauge. Twitch has helped me be able to curate sets like on the fly and pick music that I like. But for shows, yes, I will curate the set from start to finish and really pay attention to the venue and what it looks like inside.
Hmm.
So I think that is a huge indicator of like what type of music I'm going to be playing. If it's techno, if there's going to be like breaks through the songs, or it's just going to be like full on hypnotic, where there's not really a lot of breaks. And,
Yeah.
it really just depends on the venue. I think curating a set is one of my favorite things to do as an artist. Like, it's kind of weird because you'll be looking for new music and I'll get in this pothole of like finding music that I love, but it's not what I want. So then I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Can I fucking stay on track? And then I'm not finding what I want because it's so specific. And I get so frustrated. But when it's all said and done and the music's being played, it just makes it so much worth it.
Going back to what you're saying, once again, like I don't know what's going on in here, right? Like I'm only looking at it from an outside perspective.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, you know what you're doing, right? Like I don't have to tell you that. And when you're saying like I want to like like set it up beforehand because of like nerves or whatever. Think about the back catalog of inspiration that you have collected over, let's say 10 years, right? Since you've been going out to clubs and stuff or going out to
Mhm.
parties, venues, festivals. You have so much to pull from. And I know that this can get in the way of we get in our own way, right? When we're
For
like
sure.
going back to what you said, I want to feel good about this. Like
Mhm.
sure, it's about the audience needs to react to it, but at the same time, like lean on you because you have so much in your mind and your soul of what you've collected over the years that you can put forth in a set to create that experience for the people that are there.
For sure. I think it is so important to trust yourself, trust your ear, play from the heart. I know that sounds really cheesy, but
It's not though.
that's how I feel. Like if I'm playing a set, it's because I feel this way. Like if I'm really sexy and I'm, swinging my hips and I'm feeling
Girl, you do
all
the damn
hot,
thing.
it's because I feel that way, right? And I
Yeah.
want the crowd to feel that way. Like, it's not so much about this is how it looks and this is how it sounds. I want the crowd to feel sexy. Like, I want them to feel
Hmm.
themselves and feel everyone around them. I'll even say I want people to start making out to this song.
Yes,
You
I
know what I
love
mean?
it.
And it's happened. I've called it out. People are going to start making out to this. It literally happened. And that is, like, the best feeling, like, not playing to the crowd and what the crowd wants because they don't always know. You have to kinda educate the people,
You
and
tell them what they
especially
want.
exactly, especially in this town, in this small city. Like, you weren't exposed to so much here, and so that's what we're trying to do is have people see and understand a little bit more of what is out there because there's so much to listen to. There's too much and it's
It's
like
a lot.
and it's amazing. Like music is so wonderful and so beautiful and whatever you might be looking for is out there for you. You
Hmm.
just have to do research and not a lot of people know that exists, Like top 40 is cool and there's music I like from top 40, but like there's there's things out there that you would never know that you love so much. So,
Oh yeah.
if you're listening, do some research. Look up something insane that you never would have thought is a thing,
Oh
you know?
yeah. Oh, 100%. And that's like so I am a Spotify, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. Those are my go-tos where I
Yes.
look for music because SoundCloud is where you can get like the remix, the stuff that can't be published on Spotify because
Yep.
Spotify for like rights and artists, whatever. So you
Mhm.
can get the like underground remix, like club edit, whatever, of like your favorite top 40 artist by, some random, not random, but like some
Yeah,
DJ who's not super popular, who is amazing. Like there's so much talent on SoundCloud. I swear you and I could talk for hours about this.
for sure. I know it's an interesting thing, like categorizing music, because I did that forever too. Ever since I was a little girl, I would put playlists together and like maybe they're not the same genre, but like these sound good together, or
Hmm.
like this rap all sounds really good together. This kind of has like a jazzy element. Like all the things that I'm naming my playlist, like when I was younger, it wasn't like what kind of music it was. It was more of like what kind of day it was.
The
Like,
vibe.
yeah, like
Yes. Oh my God.
sad
Yes.
songs. You're like, I'm sad. Or like in girls' night, let's go. Like, you know what
Uh-huh.
I mean?
Yes.
It's more about the vibes.
When I was in high school, my friend D, her and I, so like D and G were our initials.
Okay.
So I would make mixtapes and it'd be like Dolce and Gabbana, like, and it would
Come
be like,
on,
it would all
that's
be like
adorable.
Italo, like house mixed stuff with like the back in like the Julia days. Like, oh my God. Do you know that song?
I don't know. I'm not
It's like
sure.
every Italian wedding will play it. It's like, "Giulia, oh mia
Oh,
cara."
yeah,
That
of
song, like,
course.
that era of, like, dance music, like, oh my god. I think it was, like, 2005, like, 4.
For sure. I was 6, but yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I was born in '98.
Oh my god. So, yeah, you and my sister are, like, the same age. She's 99.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
Aw. November.
Scorpio?
Sagittarius.
Sag?
You know what's so funny? I lived, like, majority of my life thinking I was a Scorpio. 'Cause I never checked the dates because 'cause I'm, not all there sometimes. And I was like, every time I would, like, read a horoscope or something, I'm like, I thought it was Scorpio. So, like, I'm like, "That's so true."
That's
And I'm
so
like,
me.
I'm living my life, like, so fiery when I'm, like, really, not that
Mhm.
crazy.
Now that you've been doing this for a couple years, Sounds of the Collective has become like an established group in the Windsor area. Are you guys traveling at all? Like, have you guys been booking gigs elsewhere? And like, where do you see the next few years for you?
Yes, the company travels and they go to Toronto and then from here to Toronto. They're not yet going to the States.
Mhm.
Hopefully soon. That'll be a thing. But I think through them getting booked for sound rentals in other cities like Toronto, per se, they've been booked on some crazy shows where they're like insane big artists. So I've been able to go backstage and meet artists and kind of like hang out and be around the crowd, and
Mhm.
the vibes without having to work. So that's been really cool, kind of like networking that way. But I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not like a pushy person, so I'll never put on like I sometimes won't even talk to people. Like I don't want to bother anybody and I don't want to push who I
Girl,
am
I
on
feel
people.
that.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
eventually I'm sure they'll see what I'm doing. And I kind of like it's a confidence thing too. Like I need to know that I am good enough for this position. Like
Mhm.
if I need to flaunt something, there's a time and place for it kind of.
Yeah.
But it's been really cool being able to be a part of the production and going in and out of all these insane parties. But for me, I think we'll have to see how it goes. Because like I said before, our two ways are parting a little bit, and I'm like not an owner at the company. I'm kind of more like a designer. We'll just have to see how it goes, like what's going on with them. They have a few things going on that I cannot discuss, but it's really,
Exciting.
really exciting and really interesting. And I think that will help
For somebody who's only a couple years in, like you said, you've been doing it 3 years.
for 2.5,
2.5. Okay, so just
almost.
about 3. Your brand, to me, as somebody who's in branding, is pretty stamped, and you work in design, which I did not know that.
When I can, I'll do it. I found that like I was putting so much of my energy into helping others and being a part of something else that it's this is the year that I have to hone down and really start getting into music production and
Mhm.
seeing like a more clear future and drawing that line and drawing that path. So
Mhm.
there has been a little bit of a mental separation from like all other projects that I've had going on previous to this year. So
Mhm.
this year is all about Roice. Where are we
Love
going?
it.
What are we doing? And let's fucking do it as big as possible.
I love that because listen, at the end of the day, like it's great to work with people, but you also know that you need to put the gas.
The
You
pedal
got to
to the gas.
yes,
The
pedal to the
pedal
gas.
to the metal.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I don't know. It's okay. I'm glad we're both like not knowing what the fuck we're saying,
But
but
we got to it
we
together.
got to it. But no, it's true. Like you have to be the one to ride the train for yourself. And I think that the like you're saying with the base and the foundation of what you've had over the last few years, that is already so rich in experience that like once again, I don't know, like I'm just saying this as an outsider, but I feel like that's going to be enough to push you forward. You've already got such a good
Exactly.
product. To me, it's just like now you just got to keep it going, right?
I got to keep the momentum. I have to do my research and I have to do it really well. And the thing about me is like when I start something, like I have to be so good at it. Like it's just like I'm not
Girl,
saying I'm so good, but it's just like a mental thing for me. I've
for
always
you.
been that way for when I was little. Like when I was little, I was riding my bike with these training wheels. I'm like, I'm gonna take these fucking things off because they're
Mhm.
stopping me from my wide turns. I just took them off.
Yeah.
I took them off on my own, grabbed my dad's tools, and I drove down the thing, and I just went because I was like,
Mhm.
I don't like training wheels. I want to
Mhm.
jump right into it
Just dive into
and
the pool.
get it fucking done, but I have to do it so well. So that's just kind of how I feel like I have that pressure on myself. It really drives me to like be the best that I can be, honestly, with results because you have to see, some type of finish line and you have to want to cross that line so fucking bad. So that's
Mhm.
essentially how I feel. Like, but I won't get there unless I fucking lock
Do
the fuck
it.
in. So we're locking it.
Yeah, and on that note, so when you, because I'm the same as you, where like I will just dive in. I'll just do the thing. I'm like, no one else is gonna do it the way that I'm gonna do it. I
Yeah.
know that I'm A type, so I'm like I can just do it better than anyone else. Like in for me, so whatever. But so you're like, oh, I want to set that goal. I want to get that past that finish line. But like for you, what is it when let's say you pass that? Like, how do you redefine what's next? Like, you know what I mean? Because I know it's easy. Like, I'm the person that I'll achieve something, but I won't even really acknowledge it because I'm always
Because
looking.
you're like, what's next?
Yes.
That is so true. I think what I'm striving for in this life is to live my daily life and do things that I want to do. And like that sounds so simple, but there's so many complications with that type of lifestyle. And I think to obtain that lifestyle, I have to make a lot of money, but also be really happy with what I do because I'm a creative person. Like
Hmm.
I can't just sit behind a computer every day or like,
Girl.
like do little things. Like I want to have an extravagant life and I want to be happy in my every daily life. So
Hmm.
that's what I want from all of this. And I think music brings me happiness and it lights a fire inside me that I never truly understood. Like I can get emotional because it honestly was like it saved my life. And
Hmm.
I'm like so grateful for everything that I do every day. So I always honestly forget that I'm truly living my dream right now and it's
Yeah.
only going to get better from here. So
That
oh my god,
energy,
I'm such a suck. Look at me.
I love it. No, I love this because it's authentic, and this is the thing. Like, this is what people need. I love this moment. Oh, you're so cute.
Oh my god, I'm such an emotional person,
I
but
respect it.
that's what makes me me, like I'm not afraid to cry on a stage, like cry in front of people because it is who I am. Like
Yeah.
it's taken me my whole life to really own in who I am. And this is the topic that I forgot later earlier that I want to bring up now is
Yeah.
that it's not your job to make anyone feel comfortable. And so
No.
if you are doing something and people are uncomfortable, like with reason, obviously, you don't want to
Yeah.
shit on anybody, but like if people don't like who you are or what you're doing, but you're enjoying yourself, like it's nobody's business. Yeah. And
Yeah.
honestly, for me, it's not even like a you. It's kind of like that it's okay, like not everybody's on the same wavelength as you. And you kind of have to like empathize with their situation. Like
Hmm.
I'm like happy and I'm blessed. And like you just cannot let negativity fuel your fire. Like
No,
you
it
have
won't.
to let happiness fuel your fire. Like it's a good thing to see things that make you angry and be like, fuck that, I don't want that. But like it's such a better life if you let happiness fuel you rather than like anger and
Yeah.
like, despair type of thing. So
No, I love it. And the emotion are real because so many people now they focus on such like on the shit. And we're also programmed to do that because, the media is programming us to focus on negative, right?
mhm.
You're in an industry that you love, that brings you joy, that gets you emotional in a way that is in alignment with what makes sense for me as a human.
Mhm.
That just shows that you are exactly where you need to be right now, right?
100%. And there was like this one day, and I remember it like it was like something a flip was switched in my brain where literally I was like, life is going to be amazing. Like, I am so capable. I'm going to get there. And it made me emotional because I was like, I'm so proud of myself for coming to that realization that like we're gonna get whatever we want in this life. Like,
Yeah.
it made me so happy to realize like and see my true potential like in my own self. Like, I know that that sounds so cheesy, but it's so
It's not.
true. Like, everybody has the potential. It's like, are you allowing it to exist?
You're not getting in your own way. Not to sound cheese, once again, that's actually something we keep saying all the whole time. Is
True.
but this conversation, me not having really ever talked to you before, reaching out to you, you saying yes, and then coming to realize that we have so much in common in how we view our paths, our careers, our creativity. That to me is like, oh, you're I'm manifesting what I'm saying. Is like I'm bringing people into my life that are in alignment with what I'm striving for, which is connection. And so
Exactly.
at the end of the day, like this long winded thing is to say, thank you.
Oh my gosh, of course. Thank you. When you are in that flow state of life and realizing that like you have to put something out there to obtain something else.
Hmm.
Like, when you're able to do that, continuously do it, like you'll find confidence and happiness in yourself and in your abilities. And that's the only way that anything will align with you,
Hmm.
like you said. Like, you won't find your soulmates in the people who are meant to be a part of your life unless you are the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like that said all over the world every day. But it is so true when you truly live it and realize it, that your potential is not just how you act in the abilities you have and what you do every day. It's also the people who could be a part of your life, because we
Hmm.
are human and we need interaction and we need love and connection. And that's essentially what it's all about. It's not just about ourselves, but you cannot have happiness and cannot have a happy family and friends and a happy life if you don't start with yourself. Like,
Girl,
honestly.
preach. a
You
hundred
know what
percent.
I mean? I
Yes.
know. I just wish there was some type of like some type of equation where like if you are in a really bad state, like of how to get out of that, because it's different for everybody.
Hmm.
Everyone's life is different. So the equation would be different for everybody. But I just wish that there was some way to like help people to reach their potential.
I don't know, not to get too like woo woo or whatever, but the way
Hmm.
that I view what the this dog and pony show is on Earth, like why we're here, we're all trying to like get back to who we are, which is like that. I think we're genuinely spiritual beings having a human experience. And the whole point here is it's not to pay taxes. It's not to have to work. It's not to do all these things that the system that we've been born into has forced upon us. I
Hmm.
think the reason that we're here is to experience what this reality is meant to be. So it's like the physical, we're meant to feel emotions, we're meant to feel pain and love and all these things, and touch and whatever. And that's why we're here. And I think that whatever that we learn here is what we take back, whatever that is. And like I don't know, like I'm not saying we go back to heaven, like I'm just saying like whatever it is, because I can't believe that it's nothing after this, you
For
know what I
sure.
mean? And
For
so
sure.
I don't know, that's what gives me like, you know what, just have fun while you're here, which is it's hard, but that's that's why we're here,
For
like to
sure. For
connect,
sure.
like we said.
Exactly. And it takes work. Like, don't get me wrong. It
Oh
takes
yeah.
work to be happy. You can't just wake up and be like, I'm so happy and life is so good, like,
Yeah.
and that's another thing. Like, I feel like I've been in a situation where I'm like, why is this not like this? Why is this not like that? But you kind of have to not even have that question. Like,
Yes.
don't even ask yourself that question or think it. You kind of just keep
Hmm.
going and make things happen,
Hmm.
you know?
It's like, what am I meant to learn versus like, why is this happening to me? Like,
Hmm.
just switching that for me has been a game changer where I'm
Yeah.
like, things don't really affect me as much as they used to because I'm like, shit is always going to happen. You can't
Hmm.
avoid it. It's just life. So it's like, just and chill. Like, and in,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Ride the wave.
100%. Ride that wave.
Yeah, girl.
Get that cowboy hat on.
Come on it
Yeehaw,
into
baby.
it. Ride
Legit.
it. So we are coming to the end of this, which I can't believe it's been almost an hour and 20 minutes already.
Like, legit? Has it oh my god, I just looked at the time, it was 11:40.
Yeah, and it's been another 40 minutes.
Holy sh
We're having a
dude.
great time. It's a good sign.
We are. I know, we gotta go for coffee
A
sometime.
100%. I was gonna say, I'm like, we actually have to hang out. Like,
For
now that we've done this, I'm
sure.
like, okay, great. Like, I love that our first actual conversation was recorded. Like, I'm obsessed with
I
that,
know,
and
right?
it's just a vibe, and I'm very much down to get together.
Okay, cool. We have a little date.
Yes, I'm so down. Oh my god, we could
Awesome.
talk all things design, music. Like, I'm so in.
I have so many questions for you. I wanna know so much more about what you're doing and what you got
Yeah,
going on. Like, we are both designers, graphic
I
designers.
know.
That's fucking cool shit.
Did you go to school for that?
I went to St. Clair.
Okay, so I did a year there and then booked it to Toronto. So I've been asking, I don't know if you've seen any of the episodes in their entirety. And if you haven't, I don't care. That's fine.
I will.
I will. You're like, just this one.
No, I will, I will.
I'm totally you. Like, I'm kidding. Like, I don't worry. But so I've been asking each guest at the end of each episode a recurring question, and
Mhm.
this can be either personal or professional. Like, it doesn't have to be specific, but what would you say is the most on brand thing that you've ever done?
I feel like it's kind of inappropriate.
Okay, now I need to know. We can cut this if you want.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
gotta say, I live my life every day just being unapologetically myself. And that's
Hmm.
Royce too. Like Royce is very much me. I just like Charlene. Oh my god, I never say my name out loud. It's very much me, but like a different version, you know,
Hmm.
like a version of me that I've always wanted to be and kind of like a badass bitch, you know, and that's essentially how I try to live my life every
Hmm.
day. But if there's like a certain moment, honestly, that's a really hard question to answer for me because
You
I
kind of answered it though. Like, you don't need to give me more. Like, I feel like that was enough. Unless you want to, then I'm not going to stop you. But
I don't know. I think starting this whole music venture was
hmm.
very on brand for me because I've always loved music. I've always been fascinated with DJing and shows. And I talked about it. Like I manifested it really. I really, really did. I told my friends, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I keep doing it. Like I'll tell
Yeah.
my friends on Twitch, like, I'm gonna start producing. I'm gonna do this because it's like holding myself accountable kind of. So I think the most
Yes.
on brand thing is like chasing whatever the fuck I want and getting it. So
Girl, I love that. I like mad respect, and I'm just so excited to see like what's next for Royce.
for sure. Me too. I'm excited too. I'm excited to get after it. Like it's a part of the journey too.
Hmm.
You know, every day is a
100%.
journey. So you have to make it fucking count.
Yes. So if anybody listening wants to check you out online, listen to your music, download, like, follow you on Twitch, like see you live, like where can they find you?
So you could just check out the Instagram, and from there, any one of the sites has a link to all these places. So
Hmm.
I am very much findable. Google search would help too.
I'll put all of your socials in the show notes as well, so people can click
Yeah,
directly from here.
for sure. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Honestly, like I appreciate you saying yes. This is great. Like, this was such a nice conversation, and
Of
I look forward to hanging
course.
out in person.
Yes, me too. It's gonna be great. I feel like we should do coffee and then get a cocktail right after.
Yeah, yeah, I'm down.
That would be so fun.
I'll
Do you
get.
drink?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I literally was just that's why I asked. Oh my goodness.
No, I've been off alcohol for like 2 years now.
Good for you. That's
But
great.
like, I'm California sober. I always say that.
What does that mean?
I'll smoke weed or have edibles
Oh,
and stuff.
that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I know. It's gotta be done. It's gotta be done.
Just
Especially going
something.
to the shows. Yeah.
Oh
Like going
yeah.
to a show, I feel like it's so nice to like just have a puff, you know?
100%
Yeah,
with
like
a
a
bit
little bit.
with a bit of caffeine. My go-to, okay, and then I'll let you go. Before I had dabbled in anything like chemical, like my mix when did you ever go to Fly in Toronto?
No.
Okay, so Fly was like a big mega club in the gay village. It was a gay club.
Mhm.
And they played like the best music. Like it was just like such good like top 40, like all the divas mixed in with like trance and house, and like it was just such a vibe with like these crazy lights. It was amazing. It was so much fun. I remember I would go there and I would drink vodka Red Bulls and smoke weed. And that mix of like the up and the down
It's
combined,
perfect.
it was like I can equate it to feeling like Molly.
Yeah,
Like light, Molly light. And
for sure.
that was my cocktail, like my mix when I would go out before found drugs. And then I was
And
like,
then you're like, "Bam."
oh, mama's home. Like
I know. I actually kind of miss that. Like going to
yeah.
a party and just losing yourself a little bit and just, feeling the vibes. But I mean, now that I'm a DJ, it's nice to still party, but then like I do have to work and
You have
perform,
to
but
work,
like
yeah.
it's still so enjoyable. Like it's so fun to be a part of the party
Mhm.
scene still. Like I don't go out very often. So like when I do, it's because I'm performing. So like I
Yeah.
like being a part of it still, and that's how.
Yeah. I like basically go sober now and I could just vibe.
Oh
That's
yeah.
my my wild
Especially
night.
100% same, especially if you're, like, with your right people.
Yes.
Like, if I'm with my sister and any of our friends, we don't need a drink, we don't need to do anything. We could sit in a blank room and just, like, laugh until
Mhm.
we're freaking pissing ourselves.
I
Like,
love that.
you know what I mean? But,
Yes.
my sister and all her friends, they're, like and all of our friends, I gotta say, they're, like 10 years older. Actually, they're like 7 whatever, 7 years,
It's close
9
enough.
years. So, like, everyone's getting married and having kids and, like, doing all their things, and then there's me. I'm just out here in the club DJing, so
But
it's
you're
kind of like
working.
yeah, that's true, that's true.
You're working. Like to me, if you're in nightlife, that's your thing. Even if you're out, like that's you are working on to some extent.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
collecting data. You're that's you
100%.
it's not you're not out.
Networking. Yeah,
Exactly. But like
I know.
that's real. Like so for you especially, like I if you're like out, I'm like, oh, she's working. Like even if you're
Mhm.
not performing, you're working on some to
100%.
some extent. And for anybody who's looking to reach out to me, you can follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Subscribe, follow, comment. And if you're looking to talk to me about design or branding, you can reach out to me through my website at geographic.com. Anyway, thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.